Welcome to Utrecht, the smallest province in the Netherlands, but the beating heart of the country. Sitting dead center, Utrecht has been the transportation and religious hub for over 800 years, with the Dome Tower, the tallest church tower in the Netherlands at 112 meters, still watching over it today as the symbol of Utrecht. The capital city is famous for its unique double-level canals, the only ones in the world, where medieval cellars became waterside cafés. This compact province is home to 1.4 million people enjoying some of Europe's highest quality of life. And at the heart of it all lies Amersfoort, a city where people live inside medieval gates. I'm literally standing on a medieval city wall that's now an entire neighborhood. I'm Wendy and welcome to Amersfoort in the province of Utrecht. And behind me is part of the reason why this city won European City of the Year back in 2023 because of this recycling project. But more on that later. Amersfoort's so special that Europe took notice. When you walk through Amersfoort, it's like walking through years of history. But these aren't museum pieces. They're someone's local shop, someone's home, someone's daily commute. I love wandering through neighborhoods like this and seeing a path and wonder, I wonder where that goes. As I walk, I can see why the committee voted for this city. These buildings have stood for centuries, yet they're not monuments frozen in time. I can hear dishes clinking as someone is preparing lunch, the sound of daily life echoing through medieval walls. I follow the path down this street, and one street turns into another, and suddenly it opens up to reveal the Kamperbinnenpoort. Now, this is a historic medieval city gate dating back to the 13th century. But just like everything else in Amersfoort, it's been woven seamlessly into modern life. You see all of these local shops, people going through, and with this gate, locals pass through it on their way to work or school, and I'm thinking, look at them walking their bikes. This is probably how their ancestors walked their horses like 700 years ago. I continue exploring this city, which leads me to the Hof, the largest square in Amersfoort. Here's where you really see the city's magic in action, particularly on market days. Look at this beautiful medieval architecture surrounding a bustling square where people are just grabbing coffee or meeting friends, and they're just living their life against a backdrop that's anything but ordinary. And then there's the Onze Lieve Vrouwentoren, or Our Lady's Tower. Reaching toward this beautiful Dutch sky, this tower has watched over Amersfoort since the 1400s as a constant guardian as the city has evolved around it. I continue walking down the street and I notice how the city doesn't just preserve its history, it kind of builds with it. Now, if you look at these homes surrounded by this beautiful city wall and canal, you notice that the canal is helping to separate the homes from the street. And I don't think this is just practical. I think this is just part of the beauty of this city. Water has always been part of Dutch life. And here, even a simple residential canal becomes part of the city's medieval charm. Now, this is a little funny, but I was walking past what I thought was just another historic building, looking at things in the window, and suddenly I came face to face with history itself. This woman sitting in the window scared the hell out of me. She's dressed in period clothing and she looks so lifelike that I just thought that possibly I had walked up on not just a museum display, but like centuries had collapsed and I had literally stepped back in time. I then looked across the street and saw the Museum Vliet. If you've ever wanted to see inside one of these wall houses from 1540, this is your chance. I have a Dutch museum card, which gets me interest into the museum and about 400 others. So I walked across this small bridge that covers this canal to reach the entrance. As I'm walking, I'm just looking and thinking, this is such a pretty building and is actually quite inviting. Just another reminder that in this city, you don't just walk through history, you can actually become part of it. Remember that recycling project I mentioned earlier in the video? Well, here it is, the Murhuizen. From above, you can see the perfect semicircle these houses create, following the exact line of Amersfoort original medieval city wall. In the 1500s, when Amersfoort needed to expand, they didn't just tear down their medieval wall and forget about it. Instead, they recycled those ancient bricks into homes, creating this unique neighborhood where every house sits on medieval foundations. Walking through the Murhuizen today, you'll literally follow in the footsteps of medieval guards who once patrolled these walls. Each house is different, built over periods by different families with different dreams, but they all share the same incredible foundation, stones that once defended this city. Today, where soldiers once watched for enemies approaching by water, families take leisurely boat rides past their neighbors' backyards. This is why Amersfoort earned the title European City of the Year. It's not just about preserving the past or only embracing the future. It's about proving that they can dance together beautifully. In Amersfoort, an 800-year-old gate is still the best way to get to school and work. Medieval walls become family homes. Ancient towers watch over modern cafés. And somehow, it all feels perfectly normal. Amersfoort doesn't ask you to choose between history and progress. It shows you that the best cities do both, gracefully, daily, and with a uniquely Dutch flair that makes you want to stay forever. Now I understand why Europe took notice. The question is, when will you? Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos where I explore the Netherlands, province by province. Bye-bye.